It is time now for today's edition of Truth or Fake, our daily fact-checking segment, for which I'm joined by Catalina Marchandiabreu. Welcome to Catalina.
Thank
you. Our first story focuses on the Uvalde elementary school and the shooting that took place there. And some users of social media are claiming that CNN and NBC aired staged interviews, they're saying. What's this about?
Indeed, Tom. Misinformation is still circulating online regarding the Uvalde elementary school shooting that tragically killed 19 children. This video on Twitter posted by the account A Censored American No More, who claims that CNN and NBC aired stage interviews by interviewing two different fathers for the same victim, 10-year-old Amedy Joe Garza. The post reads, two networks, same victim, different father, different fathers. The caption of the photo also reads, how does Amedy Garza have a different father on each network? And the picture on the top is the father interviewed by Anderson Cooper on CNN, and on the bottom is the father interviewed by NBC News. And this post has gathered over 323,000 views, alleging that these networks hired paid actors to play the victim's father. In other words, fake news, and we're going to call it out as well. Fake news posted by A Censored American No More. We can verify this user's account and bio and confirm that this user is a fervent Trump supporter. So lots of the same Trump rhetoric on his posts. Then on CNN's thread of their Texas school massacre coverage, the network also confirmed that Alfred Garza is the biological father of 10-year-old Amedy Joe Garza, and the man interviewed in Anderson Cooper's segment was Amedy's stepfather, called Angel Garza. We can also confirm this information through Amedy's obituary, listing Alfred Garza III as her biological father and Angel Garza as her stepfather. Tom.
Okay, it's extraordinary that people would accuse grieving parents of being actors and actresses. That adds to the pain that they're going through.
It's just evil.
Hideous. It's a coincidence then that both the father and the stepfather's surname is Garza, would appear.
As we could see, there's a huge coincidence on the last name, Garza. We can only assume that this is a coincidence. According to Thought Co., which is a reference site with educational content, Garza is the 47th most common surname in Mexico. And outside of Mexico, Garza is the most common surname in the United States, found in large numbers in Texas. But anyways, as we were saying, the family members of the victims are suffering so much right now. Adding on to this tragedy is just evil. Tom.
Okay, let's move on to our next story. Now, you're going to debunk a new version of the pride flag. Tell us a bit more about this.
Even though the pride flag has undergone various alterations, the colors of the Ukrainian flag were not added to the pride flag's 2022 version. What started off as a prank or satirical content was quickly taken seriously by some users on social media. According to this report by Know Your Meme, this website dedicated to documenting internet memes, a Ukrainian variant to the pride flag that was meant to be ironic angered many on social media who didn't realize that it was fake. The flag was actually created in response to this tweet claiming that the 2018 pride flag was more inclusive. So in response, this Twitter user satirically created this version of the pride flag, adding the Ukrainian flag colors, saying the updated pride colors did not include some folks. For example, Ukrainians, the updated flag since 2022 is below with inclusive colors, referring to the stripes of the colors of the Ukrainian flag, as a way to mock the other user by saying, how many more folks or colors will we add to the pride flag? More satirical versions of this pride flag were created in response to this tweet. For instance, this user who created this version of the pride flag that includes Swedish, Chinese, Spanish, Albanian, Japanese, and Lithuanian folks. He adds on, if anyone has any more ideas, feel free to add them. Or this one right here, completely unrelated flag, but this user says, I think you missed some colors, so let me just add on to my own design. So hopefully these won't go viral. But of course, some people took this Ukrainian variant of the pride flag more seriously, notably Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, whose tweet gathered over 5,000 likes, and caption says, Do the Nazis in the Ukrainian army know #Azov? So some provocatory content there, Tom. While other
Our
users...
grammar's not great, by the way. There's no apostrophe S on Nazis, but anyway, that's not her strong point, clearly.
Exactly. But other users were a bit more humorous about it. This user is saying, why do they keep adding bars to this thing? Or I'm starting to think this isn't really about gay rights anymore. This user say, love how the rainbow is slowly disappearing. But this just proves how, even though this version of the flag was fake, it didn't take long for it to become viral and for people to add their own political take to it, Tom.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed for today's edition of Truth or Fake. Catalina Marchand-Diabro, thank you. Up next is